So we'll move on with the third module. The first chapter of that is pattern matching with regular expressions. So here, first of all, you might have worked or you will have worked in Windows or in Excel. So suppose you are in Excel, we assume you have a list in which you have many names and email address, all those things. So you want to search any particular name. So what do? You just give Control F, and there you will be giving the name. Suppose some XYZ name you want to search, then whatever text you have given there, automatically it will show you the location, right, where that particular name is there. So that is one thing how you can find. Whereas here, what we are doing here is we are using the concept of regular expressions. Okay, so this regular expression goes still further. So in this case, what we can do here is this allows us to specify a pattern what you want to search in your text. Okay, you have a text. In that text, so how you're giving in regular expression, so this regular expression consists of sequence of symbols and characters. So you're giving this as a pattern, and that thing has to be searched in your text. Okay, so that is what we are going to see in this particular um, module. Okay, so here for you in your textbook, they have given an example of telephone number. That is, you want to search phone number. Okay, so they have given the example of phone number of the United States or in Canada, how it will be. So they have told that the phone number will be first three digits, which will represent the area code, and after that there will be a hyphen, and then again three digits, again hyphen, and next you have four digits. So that is a pattern what they have given to you. So we are going to use the same pattern in this particular chapter for pattern matching with regular expression. Okay, so we'll move on with the first topic in that, that is finding pattern of text without using regular expression. So here the chapter says that you are trying to match a particular pattern with the regular expression. So before we actually go into regular expression, first we'll see how to find a particular pattern of text without using regular expression. Okay, so we'll see here. So in this particular program, so I'll just copy this. We'll just see this particular code. So you can see here, first you have the definition statement, that is for your function. So what is the name of the function here is phone number, and the parameter what you're passing here is text. Okay, then that is just the function definition, that a header part we saw. Now initially we are not going inside the body of the function, right? So that part is skipped and we are coming over here. So this is about your function. Here you can see here there's a print statement. So print 415. So what we said, the phone number will be of this format. That is first three digits followed by a hyphen, again three digit followed by a hyphen, and four digits. Okay. So that particular statement will be printed. So is a phone number. Next, what you're doing, you are calling the function is phone number, and what is the data you're passing, or the parameter you're passing is this particular phone number. Okay, so this phone number, from here the control, so you can see here the parameter for your function is phone number, that is text. What is that text? That is nothing but the phone number. Okay, so from here you're going inside the body of the function. So here what you're doing, if length of text is not equal to 12, now in this case, so 3 6 9 10 11 12, it should be 12, right? If it is not equal to 12, then you're returning false, but in our case it is 12. So we are coming inside this for loop. So for loop for I in range 0 to 3. So what will happen in this case? The range you're specifying. So initially I value will be 0. So in text of I, If not, text of I is decimal. So is decimal, what does it do? Yes. Most of the people are waiting for your request to accept them. Yeah. Okay. So we'll come here. So the initial value of I, initial value of I is 0. Okay. Should we wait for people to join? Yes, yes. Okay. So we'll come back here. So initially the value of I was 0. Okay. So we're coming inside the for loop. So initially I value is 0. If not, text of I is decimal. So we are here we are using the method is decimal. So this particular function is going to return true if it is a decimal value. Now here you have 4. So 4 is a decimal, right? If it is not, then it is going to return false. Now in this case it is decimal. So again I increment. Next again 1 is also decimal. Next number will be 5, even that is a decimal. And next you are having a hyphen. So in that case what happens, this is returning false, so it is going to come here. Text of 3 is not equal to hyphen, but in our case it is a hyphen, right? So the first part there. Next again the next for loop, wherein the I value starts from 4. Okay, that is you're taking for the next uh, 3 digits. Again you're checking 5 is a decimal. Yes. Again next number. So after 3 fives are taken, again you have hyphen. That part is done. Again next number you have to take from I value 8. That is this 4242 has to be considered. So that also will be checked. All the 4 numbers will be checked. All are decimal. And finally, yes, that is written true. So finally it is written true. That is, it you checked for 3 digit. That is in this for loop you checked for 3 digit. Then this text of 3 not equal to hyphen, that is for this hyphen. And the next for loop you checked for the numbers from here, that is 555. And after that the next hyphen and the third for loop was for these 4 numbers. Okay. So what we want to say here is we are trying to match the pattern, but not using the regular expression, without using the regular expression. So if you're not using the regular expression, these are the things what you should do. Okay. So finally it is printing true. And next again the next thing you're passing, moshi moshi is a phone number. So in the previous case you had passed a phone number, but in the next case this is the number. So what is the text? Now the text will be this particular string, that is moshi moshi. Okay. So now again it will start checking, the same thing will be repeated, but in this case what happens, it is not a digit, right? It is a character. So in that case it will be returning false. Okay. So this is the thing what you have to do if you want to search for a particular pattern without using the regular expression. Okay. So this is a lengthier code what you have to write. Along with that one more addition they have given, that is we'll see this particular program. There is a small change till here it's the same thing, only the last 4 print statement there is a slight change. Okay. We'll just see that. So here the starting part entire thing is the same, only the last these lines. So here what you're doing, you're passing the message. In that message you have the phone number for which pattern you have to match. Okay. We'll just see the execution of this particular program. So again, the starting, you have the function definition part. Then you're coming over here. Here you can see here message is allocated. So in message you have call me at this particular number tomorrow, and some other number is my office. So this is a statement what you have, or the string what you have in this message. Okay. Next again, we are using the for loop. Initial value of I will be 0 till where it will go. That is length of the message. What is the length of this message? It will be going till there. So what will happen now? So message of I, this colon, that is nothing but we are using the concept of slice. So when we were looking into the list chapter, we spoke something about slice. So what is this slice? You can specify the range. So here starting from 0 till I plus 12, that is 0 plus 12. So 12 won't be included, till 11 it will be going. Okay. So what is happening now? So that much of range is taken and that is stored in chunk. Okay. So you can see here in the chunk what you have now. So this was your entire message. Out of your entire message, only this much part is taken at a time. Okay. And it is stored in this chunk. So when I value is 0, in the chunk you have this much amount of characters from your message. Okay. Then what we will be doing? We will be passing that value, that is the chunk, to this particular function, that is phone number. So what will happen in here? So again the same thing will be repeated whatever we saw in the previous program, that is one by one characters will be taken. So you can see here. So first we checked, that is text, it is not in the range, not equal to 12. Then you're starting from here, it is not a decimal, so it is returning false. It is again I value is 1. So see what you took, it is not a decimal value. Okay. And it is not a hyphen also, so you skipped off everything, and again you came back here, your I value is 1. When your I value is 1, what happened? The C is done, you're done with C, because here it is not matching. Next you go for the next character, that is A. Again the same thing will be repeated, it's not a decimal value, not a hyphen. So like this it will be repeated for all the characters. So I'll just move ahead with this. So it is repeated for everything until you get a decimal value. So like this the processing happens. Now you see our next data. So here, now in this case you have 4. 4 is a decimal. So again it will go to the next number, that will be 1. Again 1, 1 is a decimal. Again 5, 5 is a decimal. So after 5 what you have a hyphen here, right? So it is coming over here, it is a hyphen. Then you're going for the next number, that is 5. Again the next number will be one more 5. Next number is one more 5. And next you have a hyphen. Again you're going to the next part, that is 4 digits. So the range is told like this, 8 to 12. First you have 1, again next you have 0, next you have 1, again 1. All these are decimals, so each decimal is going to return true value. So once you're done with everything, return true will be returned. Okay. So that is, now you have got the first phone number. Okay. So the phone number is found. Again you're repeating. So the same process will be repeated. So I'll just go to the last part. So the same thing will be repeated, and finally you will be having the next phone number. What is that next phone number? That is 415 555 and four nines. And finally it will display as done. That is phone numbers are found. So this is a program that is given to you to find a particular pattern. Now what is our pattern? Our pattern is the phone number, which will be 3 digit followed by a hyphen, again 3 digit followed by a hyphen, and 4 digits. Okay, so this is a program. Now the same thing, same searching for the phone number, but using regular expression. Okay, so now we'll move on with the regular expression concept. So this regular expression, you can also call them as regex for short, as description for a pattern of a text. So as we told, so this regular expression will be containing some symbols or characters that is expressing a pattern which you have to search within a given text. Okay, so you can also call them as description for a pattern of text. So now here they have given an example for digit character. Now what is our problem here? We want to search a pattern. What kind of pattern? A phone number which will be having 3 digit followed by hyphen, again 3 digit followed by hyphen, and then you have 4 digits. So how you can represent that using regular expression? So that is what we are going to see here. So we are going to see how that entire program which we saw previously, so this lengthy program, how you can reduce this particular program by using regular expression. Okay, so we'll just see it. So here regular expression, that you can also call it as regex, or the description of pattern of text. Now here again the pattern is same, that is we want to find 3 digit. So digit you can represent it as slash d. Okay, so this is not we're not speaking about the escape characters and all, we are speaking about the regular expression now, that is for digit character. So you can represent the digit character as the slash t, that is any single numerical 0 to 9. Okay, any single numerical 0 to 9 you can represent. So when you give slash d, it can be any number between 0 to 9. Okay, so how you can give the pattern using regular expression? So just see here, slash d and slash d. So three times you have written slash d, that is nothing but match, that is for, you are searching for a pattern in the text that is having 3 digits. Okay, and followed by that you have a hyphen, and again 3 digit. So we said this digit can be anything from 0 to 9, or anything between 0 to 9, again hyphen, and you have 4 digit. So is used by Python to match the same text the previous is phone number function did. A string of 3 numbers, a hyphen, and 3 more numbers. So this is what the entire program. So here what entire program we wrote, these many number of lines. So this entire thing can be replaced by using this slash d. Okay, so we will see. So when you give slash d like this, it is trying to match 3 numbers, again followed by hyphen, 3 numbers followed by hyphen, 4 numbers. Similarly, you can also use adding a 3 in curly brackets. So you can see here you have written the number 3 which is within the curly bracket after a pattern. So what does it do? This is saying that match this pattern 3 times. So just see here, slash d. Slash d is nothing but representing a digit, and inside the curly braces you have written 3. So what is the meaning of that? 3 digits. So you can write either this way, that is slash d slash d slash d, or you can write slash t once, and within the curly braces you can give as 3. So the meaning of that is your first pattern in your string, you should get 3 digits, followed by that you should have a hyphen, and followed by that again you should have 3 digit, and after that you should have 4 digits. So if you're given like this, then this will match the previous program. In the previous program, whatever you have written to match the phone number, which is consisting of 3-digit area code and followed by hyphen, then the phone number. So it can be done using this expression. Okay. So that is a thing. So we have some program. We will see it in that how you can use regular expression to match. Okay. Next, we'll go to the next topic, that is creating regex objects. So here regex is nothing but it is representing your regular expression. Okay. So all the regex functions. So regex means all the regular expression functions in Python are in the RE module. So whenever you're using, or if you're using regular expression in your program, then you have to include this RE. Okay, RE module. So that is nothing but how you're going to include, you're going to write it as import RE. So any program wherein you're using the regular expression, you have to use import RE. Okay. So passing a string value which is representing our expression to your RE compile. So what does this do is, this is going to return regex pattern object. So whatever pattern you want to give, that you're passing to RE compile. So that is going to return an pattern object. Now in this case, that will be stored in phone number regex in this particular variable. Okay. So here you can see, here we have used R. So what is the meaning of this R? In the previous session, we had seen something called as raw strings. So that is nothing but raw strings. How you can represent? You have to write R before the quote. Okay. Otherwise, it will treat it as a escape character. So for that purpose, here we are writing R. Okay. So the same program whatever you saw previously, which was this lengthy code, is replaced by just this much, that is import RE and RE compile. So remember, you have to write this RE compile, which is going to return you an pattern object. Now in this case, or you can also call it as regex object, that is in this case it is phone number regex. And what is the pattern you're given? Slash D, that is nothing but number 3 times, again hyphen, again number 3 times, again hyphen, and 4 digits after that. Okay. So so this is much easier. So when you see this, so we said, why are we writing R is nothing but raw string. So otherwise what happens, this slash, you could have also written like this, slash followed by one more slash. That time what it will do, it will nullify the meaning of your escape characters. Okay. So instead of writing this way, you can go this way also, just write a R before the quote, that's all. That is nothing but your raw string. Okay. So that is your regex object. Okay.
Yeah, no, Abhin is waiting out during that. Hello.
Yeah, wait 1 second. Yeah. Next, we'll go for matching regex object. So, regex object search method you can use to search the string that is passed for any matches to the regex. So, we can go in for a method called as regex search. So, what does it do? It is going to search for the particular pattern what you have passed. Okay. So this particular method will return none if the pattern is not found in the string. If found, it is going to return the matched object. Okay. So we can go for, this regex search method. Okay, that is a search method which is going to search for the given pattern. So we'll just see with an example. Okay. So here we can see here. So what is our pattern? Our pattern is 3 digit followed by hyphen, again 3 digit followed by hyphen, then you have 4 digit, and you have used this R representing the raw data which will nullify this escape character's action. Okay. Then you have re compile. So what does it do? It is going to create a regex object. Here in this case it is for num regex. Then you have the search method, which is going to search. Now here you can see we have a variable mo that is having the matched object that is written by this search method. Okay. So this re compile, what does it do? That is going to store this particular pattern, that is result of this, it will be stored in this num regex, and you're passing this phone number regex to the search pattern. The number is 41555424242. So this is matching to the pattern what you have passed, right? So for that purpose, what is the statement you'll be getting? You'll be getting the statement as phone number found. If not found, then it will return none, that is none will be displayed. Now in this case, the pattern is found because it is matching whatever you have passed the re compile. Okay, that is a thing here. So we are writing mo dot group inside our print statement that will display your entire phone number, that is the entire phone number. About group we will be seeing again in the next coming slides. So what is happening here? If the pattern is found, search method is going to return the matched object. Now here matched object is this particular phone number. The matched object have a group method that will return the actual match text from the search string. So how you are going to display? You are going to display it in the form of a group. So your written group, and before that you have mo is nothing but you are having the phone number in this case. Okay, that is 41555. So it is displayed in the form of a group here. So about group in detail we have few programs, we'll see that. So next comes the review of regular expression matching. So while there are several steps to use regular expression in Python, each step is simple. So what are those steps? So first of all, you have to import. What you have to import? You have to import the RE module. Okay, that is nothing but what you how you are writing. Where have you written that? We are writing like this. Okay, this is nothing but three angular. The symbol is nothing but the prompt, okay, in your editor. So first step, what you have to write, you have to import the re module. So you're writing import re. Then after that, create a regex object with re compile function. So this also we have already seen, right? So re compile is going to create a regex object. Pass the string you want to search in regex object search method. So what is the next step you have to do? Whatever string you want to search, that you have to pass to the regex. Okay, whatever you want to search. Now here, what is a pattern you want to search? 415554242. So that you are passing to search, and call the match object group method to return the string of the actual match text. So finally what you're going to do, you are going to return the matched data that is in the form of a group here. These are the steps what you have to know during this regular expressions, when you're using the regular expressions to find a particular pattern in your given text. Okay, next we'll go to the next one, that is more pattern matching with regular expression. So here we will be seeing about grouping and all, so we'll just come to this. So now we have understood what is regular expression. Have you understood what is a regular expression?
Yes, ma'am.
So instead of writing that lengthy code, we have reduced that by just these three lines, right? Along with that, the import re module. So we have reduced our code size by using this regular expression. So how will be the regular expression? It is nothing but it can consist of sequence of symbols or characters that will make up your string. Okay, so one example that we have seen so far is you want to find a phone number. That is, if you want to find a number, then what is the character you have to give here? That is slash d. Okay, so far we have seen only one, that is slash d. Slash d is representing your number. Okay, so now we'll move on with the next thing, that is grouping with parenthesis. So more pattern matching with regular expression. Under that, the first topic is grouping. So suppose we want to separate the area code from the rest of the phone number. Okay. So we said that phone number will be of three parts. First one will be area code, and after that, the second and the third will make up your phone number. Okay. So now suppose you want to separate the area code from the rest of the phone number. So in that case, what you can do here is we can add parenthesis. So adding this parenthesis is nothing but that is you're creating a group in the regex. Okay. So you can see here the first part is the area code. So we have written it inside the parenthesis, that is nothing but it is making a group. Okay. Then we can use this group match object method to grab the matching text from a particular group. So you can see here the first set of parentheses in the regex string will be group 1. So you can see here this particular thing will be group 1, that is representing the area code. The second set will be group 2. So in your second set, what you will be having? You will be having the phone number. Okay. So phone number, that is 3 digit followed by a hyphen, then you have 4 digits. This will be your second group. So by passing integer 1 or 2 to the group match object method, we can grab the different parts of the match text. So you can either write group 1 or you can write group 2. Okay, in this case. So we'll see here, we have an example here. Passing 0. So if you're passing 0 or you have not passed anything, that is nothing, to the group method, that will return the entire matched uh, text. So here you can see. mm, okay, we will see an example here. So you can see here the same program, that is to match the phone number. We have written this. So we said whenever you're using regular expression, you have to write import RE. And after that, you're using the RE dot compile. For that, you're passing the pattern. And after that, you're going to get the regex object. And that, what you're doing next thing is you're calling the search function, wherein you're passing this value which you want to search, and that value will be compared with the regex object. There you're going to get the result that will be stored in mo. Okay, so we'll see here. Here you have a program. So what did we say? If you want to group, then you can write it inside the parenthesis. So here you can see area code is one group. So you can represent it as group 1. Similarly, the phone number, that is nothing but your group 2. And the next part you have group 0. So when you have given group 0, it's nothing but it represent the entire string. If you're not given anything in this particular case, you have simply given mo dot group. In that case also the entire string will be taken. Okay, so these are the different combination what you can use with group. Other than that, you can see here one more, you have groups. So what does this groups method do? It is going to display you all the groups. So that is nothing but you can say retrieve all the groups at once. So all the groups here in this case, one group is area and next one is the number. Okay, so along with this, the next part what we have is, so you can see here area code is nothing but I have written as a code, and number is nothing but that is a phone number, that is this particular part. In this case it is 555 hyphen 4242, that is nothing but your number, and area code is 415. So here mo groups. So what does this do? This is going to return the row of multiple values. Okay, so we will see with an example here, multiple values in the sense we have the area code as well as the number. Okay, so I'll just run this particular code. So you can see here, first is group 1. So just see group 1, what is printed. In group 1, the area code is printed, that is 415. Why only 415 is printed? That is because you have written it inside the parenthesis representing the first group. And group 2, next you're given mo dot group 2, which is your group 2, that is the number. Okay, that is 555 and 4242, that is entire thing is written inside a parenthesis. Next, you have group 0. So, we said when you're not passing any group number here, then by default, what happens? In this case, entire phone number will be printed. Similarly, when you're not given anything, that is, you're not mentioned how many, which group you want. In that case, also, the entire phone number will be displayed. Okay. So, and the next thing is what we spoke about groups. So, when you say groups, what happens? Retrieve all the groups. So it will be displayed in the form of groups here. So 415 is a first group, and 555 and 4242 is the next group. That is what groups is going to do. That is display the entire groups. And the next thing you can see here, whenever you want to display the values of a tuple or values of a row wherein you are having multiple values. Okay, so in this case, in the row I have one is area code, and the next value I have is a phone number. So I want to display multiple values. In that case, what I can do, I can write assign it like this, and I'm going to print area code, and I'm going to print the numbers. So when I'm saying area code, 415 will be printed. When we say number, then 555 4242 will be printed. So this is an example of groups wherein you're telling, you can specify the number of the group, or if you're not specifying anything, the entire group will be taken. Okay, this is one example. You have one more example for groups. Okay, we'll just see this. So in this particular example, okay, so here parenthesis, sometimes you want the parenthesis also to be printed, so print along with the parenthesis. So parentheses are also having some special meaning in regular expression, but we don't want the meaning to be done, but we just want it to be printed as it is. Okay, in that case, how you can write? In that case, we need to escape the parenthesis with the backslash. So you can see here, you have written a backslash here and this particular part. Okay, so this is how you can escape the meaning of parenthesis. So in this case, what happens? The parenthesis will be displayed as it is. So we'll just see here. Okay, we'll see with an example here. So how we want to print? We want to print the area code in this format, that is written inside the bracket. Previous example we saw, we had a area code which is 3 digit followed by hyphen, right? But in this case, now what we are saying, we don't want that way, but we want the phone number to be displayed or searched, which will be of this format wherein area code is inside the bracket. So in that case, how you can escape the meaning of that? By using a backslash. So we'll just see. So the method, the steps all are same. First import RE, then pass your pattern to re.compile. You're going to get the regex object, and then you're calling the search method wherein you're passing your data here. So print mo.group1. So in this case, which is group 1? Group 1 is nothing but your area code. And similarly, mo dot group 2, that is nothing but your phone number. If you have not given any value, by default it will consider the entire group. For timing, we'll just run this particular code. So you can see here how your area code is displayed. It is displayed within the parenthesis. So how did you make that? You use the backslash here. Because of that, the parenthesis is displayed as it is. And the next data, that is nothing but the phone number. Okay, so this is how you can use a regular expression, and you can escape the meanings also. Okay, that is about your groups. Next we have groups with pipe symbol. So pipe is nothing but, in your lower semesters you have learnt about or is nothing but either this or this, either the first data or the second data, right? So similarly here also you have Here also you have what is called as a pipe. So for the pipe you are using this particular character, so that is also called as pipe symbol only. We can use it anywhere we want to match in an expression. So you have a regular expression in which you have given R, which is representing the raw data, and you have Batman, and you have used the pipe symbol Tina Fey. So what is the meaning of that? This is nothing but you have to match either for Batman or for Tina Fey. Okay, so that is the thing here. When both Batman and Tina Fey occur in the search string, the first occurrence of the match string will be returned as a match object. So what we are saying, either Batman or Tina, anything matching, you display that. But in some cases, if both are there, then what will happen? Only the first occurrence will be considered. Okay. So again, we'll see with an example here. So you have the import module, you have RE compile, you have the search, and you are doing m1 dot group. That is nothing but here searching whatever you're getting, that you're going to display. Similarly, one more, Tina Fey and Batman. So we'll see the difference between two. I'll just run the code. So in the first case, you see first print, that is mo1 dot group. So what data you have passed? You have passed Batman and Tina Fey, and the pattern you have given Batman, or that is pipe symbol representing or Tina Fey. So what happened? Both are there. So when both are there, only the first occurrence will be displayed. So in this case, Batman is displayed. Similarly, next example, first is Tina Fey. So what happens? Tina Fey is displayed. Other than that, the next example, we can also use the pipe to match one of the several pattern which are a part of your regex. So here, what is a pattern? You can have, see, bat is common. Okay. So in this case, bat is common, and after that, what can be your pattern? Your pattern can be either man, mobile, copter, or bat. Any of this. So if you want such kind of what you want to match either for Batman, or you want to match for Batmobile, or Batcopter, or Bat. So you can write the expression this way. Bat is common, and other things you're writing inside the parenthesis with a pipe symbol. So pipe means any of this can be considered. So then you're going to search Bat mobile lost a wheel. So in the first case, what happens? Bat mobile will be displayed. The complete string is there. It will match. Whereas in the next case, you are having group 1. Okay. So in the group 1, what happens? It just returns the match string text. The first parenthesis, that is in this case it is mobile. Okay. The matched one it will be returning. So this is about your pipe symbol. If you want, if you need to match the actual pipe symbol itself, that is you want to match the or symbol itself, then you can escape it with the backslash. How you can escape with the backslash? You can write it. You can write it this way. What is your pipe symbol? Okay. You can write it this way, and you can escape this pipe symbol. If you want the pipe symbol only to be displayed, then you can do this way. Okay. So this is about the starting part of your regular expression, and some little information about group and about pipe. Okay. And still we have a few more, that is question mark, star, plus, and all. So we'll see that in the next class. So thank you all.